Hello, in this tutorial we will write a Java program to convert a decimal number to a binary number. In last tutorial we converted binary number to decimal number, and in this we will just reverse the process. So let's write a separate function, public static, it will return also integer number, and our function is decimal to binary, okay, and this will take an integer number. And okay, so how do we convert a binary number to decimal? No, basically decimal number to binary number. So let's say we have 50. So how do we do? We basically divide 50 by 2 and take its remainder basically. So remainder by 2 and remainder is 0, and then we see we will and then we divide it by 2, which only 25 will be left, and then again we take remainder by 2, and then this will be 1. I'm sorry, this is 0. 1 will be left, and you go on and on it until you have only 1 left. Then your all these remainders will be placed in the order in reverse order from last to first, and that will be your binary number. So let's implement this idea. And if you don't understand how do we calculate, you can google it and see how do we calculate, and I'll just implement it in Java. So we have our binary number. I'll create a long binary number because binary number can be some lengthy, so integer cannot store such a long number. So we have equals to 0, let's say, in start, and we have integer I equals to 1, and we start a while loop. While our number is not equals to 0, we run the loop, and we take a remainder by 2. So number remainder by 2. Now we have the remainder, and we have to add it to the binary. So binary plus equals to remainder multiply by I. Okay, I will make you understand why we are multiplying it by I in a while, and I will be multiplied by 10. Okay, let me write in that way so that you can understand actually. That's okay. Multiply by 10, and we will reduce number by uh, we'll reduce the last digit, so dividing it by 10. Okay, so this will basically convert a number to binary. So let's just return binary number. So I think this should work. Let's give user message to enter a decimal number, and we take the decimal number into an integer called number equals to reader dot next int, and we have our binary number, long binary number equals to um, decimal to binary, and we pass our number. This will return us binary number, and we print finally that the binary value of this number, which is this decimal, is this decimal is binary. Okay, so far so good. Let's run and see if this works. Uh-oh, error right over here. Return binary number, possibly. Okay, so we are basically we have long binary number, okay, and we are returning integer, so we need long over here. Let's run it again and see if this works. Okay, enter a decimal number. We have 10, and 10 is 10. This is not true. I think I did a mistake. We needed 2 over here. Divide by 2, not 10. Let's run again and see if this works. Okay, 10 is 10, 10, which is right. Which is right. Okay, this is 10 binary representation of a decimal number 10. This is right. Let's give 2 Okay, 2 is 10, which is also right. So beautiful, this works. Now let me walk you through the code once again. We are reading a decimal number from user by reader.nextInt, storing it into a binary integer number, and we are calling the function decimal to binary and passing our decimal number. And right over here we have a binary number, long binary number, and we have started a loop, uh, and we are running it until our number is not equals to 0. And to make things easier, let me print some steps right over here. Okay, and in steps let me define a step variable from 1, and I want to print, uh, let's say we have our step we have our step and step. Okay, and then step 1 or something, and we want our number. So I'll say just a space over here, and we have our uh, number, and this uh, divided by 2, and let me print remainder and quotient. I'm sorry. uh, okay, 2 and then comma, remainder. I'm sorry. Rem- Remainder equals to, remainder will be our remainder, which is this, and then we want to print quotient as well. So quotient, quotient, and quotient equals to, and this is basically equals to our number divided by 2. So I think this should work. Let me see if syntax is correct all over this. Correct, and then we have over here plus, and plus over here, and plus over here. I think this is right. Let me run again and see you some steps as well, so that you can see how things are working. Let's see, we have 20. Okay, there you go, there you go. So how we are basically doing is, in step 1 we divided 20 by 2, so we had remainder 0. We got 2, so remainder 0, and quotient is your 10. Okay, now you're left with 10, your remainder is 0. And in next step, since you are left with the 10, so you divide 10 by 2, and you have again remainder 0, and your quotient is 5, and by 5 you divide by 2, your remainder is 1, and your quotient is 2. Okay, and you divide 2 by 2, you have a remainder 0, and quotient here is 1, and you 1 divide by 2, you have remainder 1 and quotient 0. Now since your quotient is 0, your loop will be broken, and if you see your numbers, you just count from 10100, that is at 10100. And the purpose of multiplying it by I is that we basically want to, let's say if I have 1. Okay, I have 1 already, and I want to attach 1 to it. How will I attach? I cannot add 1, this will be 2. I want to make it 11. I have 1 and I want to attach 1 in the end of it. So I will do so. I will first multiply it by 10, so that this becomes 10, and then I will add 1, so then it will be 11, which means uh, the number is attached in the end. And now if I want to attach 1 again with it, what will I do? I will again multiply it by 10, so that I have 0 in the end, and then I will add 1, so this will become 1 will be attached to it. So what basically we are doing is, we have already binary number, so in order to attach the number in the end of it, we just multiply it by, we multiply the remainder by 10 and add to it. So this was the purpose of multiplying it by I, and every time we multiply it by 10, so that our I is 10. Okay, I is always 10. So I think that's it with this tutorial. I hope you learned something, and if you did, please subscribe my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in next tutorial with a new program.